What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news and also all the Liverpool news in this video, because I compiled a lot of brand new information for you guys. And the first and the biggest topic of the video is Philippe Coutinho, because Jamie Carragher gave an extended interview about Liverpool's summer transfer business, what he thinks Jurgen Klopp will do, what he thinks Jurgen Klopp should do. And I first wanted to give you a very interesting information. So Liverpool sold Coutinho and Suarez for a combined 194 million pounds, and we bought, with that money, we bought Van Dijk for 76 million, we bought Alisson for 56 million, we bought Fabinho for 40 million, and Shaqiri for 13 million pounds. So Van Dijk, Alisson, Fabinho and Shaqiri, four very good players. I think Van Dijk, Alisson and Fabinho are world class, and Shaqiri is a very good squad player, and we also left with 9 million pounds spare change, if you like. Don't forget guys to leave a like on this video. It takes a second for you and it really helps me out and shows me that you guys enjoy these types of videos. And let me know in the comments below, who is on your transfer wish list for the summer? Who do you want, Liverpool or if you support another club, who do you want your club to sign? I would love to hear your opinions in the comments below. Jamie Carragher is saying that Liverpool should buy Coutinho only if the price is right, because Coutinho cost an incredible amount of money for Barcelona to sign, 142 million pounds. And even though I was sad at the time of selling Coutinho, I think that was very good business by Liverpool, because there was no way that Coutinho was worth 142 million pounds. He's just not a player who scores 30 goals a season or gives 20 assists a season, even at Barcelona, and he couldn't really live up to the expectations, and he has been pretty unsettled. And Barcelona are very close to signing Griezmann. That still hasn't been confirmed, but they already signed Frankie de Jong, and they are looking to sign Griezmann and maybe Matthijs de Ligt as well. So Barcelona probably need to sell one of their superstars, and they still have a belief that Ousmane Dembele will turn out into a world-class player. So the player that they are most willing to sell is Coutinho, because Coutinho had a lot of bad performances at Barcelona. Even the fans started booing him, which is quite sad to see, because Barcelona was Coutinho's dream move, because he was growing up watching Barcelona and Ronaldinho as a Brazilian. Personally, I'm not even sure I want Coutinho back at Liverpool, because the way that he left with the back injury and everything, potentially he was faking it, and also the way that he's fallen out with Jurgen Klopp, he has upset many Liverpool fans, including myself, with his behavior when you know, he failed to force through a transfer the previous summer. We sold him in the January transfer window in the end. And yes, he responded to that with arguably his best form, just like some other players like Suarez almost forced through a move to Arsenal, and then he had his best season at Liverpool before going to Barcelona. So Coutinho is 26 years old, and Jamie Carragher is saying that Liverpool should be open-minded about Coutinho. So if they are offered Coutinho by Barcelona, they should be open-minded to re-sign Coutinho, but only if the price is right. So let's listen to what Jamie Carragher has to say, and then I will give my own comments on that. So Jamie Carragher said this, and I quote, "I wouldn't say I would be actively going to get him, but if there was a possibility of bringing Coutinho back for decent money and Barcelona wanted to cut their losses a little bit because it hasn't worked out, then I would do it. I would do the transfer. Would he be welcomed back? But I'm not sure, but he should be. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be. I know he got a little bit of stick when he came back with Barcelona for the Champions League semi-final, because he wanted to move. But Xabi Alonso wanted to move to Real Madrid, Suarez wanted to move to Barcelona, and we still loved them when they went. That's a good point, to be honest. Sometimes we pick and choose who we love when they leave. Nobody forced any player to go to Real Madrid or Barcelona. Mascherano is another one who went to Barcelona from Liverpool. Suarez only got stick when he came back because of his antics in the first game. against Liverpool. If he hasn't done that, then he would be adored when he came back. What's the difference between him and Coutinho? That's a good point by Jamie Carragher, but I think Suarez left Liverpool on better terms than Coutinho. Suarez, it's difficult. There are not a lot of differences between the two players and how they left Liverpool. To be honest, that's true. There has been many allegations that Suarez did the Chiellini biting incident at the World Cup on purpose, so he forces through a move to Barcelona. But we can't really confirm that. That was just a story. And about Coutinho, Jamie Carragher said, we lack that player in the squad. We have it in Lallana and Shaqiri, but this is a different level of player. Yes, Coutinho is a much higher level than Lallana and Shaqiri. No disrespect to those players, they are great players, but Coutinho is on another level. It's the one thing Man City have on us. They have Bernardo Silva, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. We don't have many of those kind of players who can unlock defense with a really creative defense splitting pass. And Liverpool at least need one player like that. We have great midfield players who are all very similar. We could add something a little bit different. He is right. We have Henderson, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, James Milner. They are very similar kind of players. They are not very creative. They don't have that flair and dribbling ability that somebody like Philippe Coutinho has. But that would only really be a viable transfer for Liverpool if the price was a good price for Liverpool, and I fully agree. I think we could do with a defender and a fullback who can play both right back and left back. I don't think the cover for Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson has been at the level we have needed at times. We have had to use James Milner and Jordan Henderson there at fullback, and they do really good jobs, but it's not like having a proper fullback there. So Jamie Carragher is right. I think we need one potentially young player to sign who can play right back and left back, who is an out-and-out fullback, so who has done the job there for a few seasons at least, because shoving James Milner or shoving Jordan Henderson at left back and right back respectively is not the solution long term. Like for one game or two, it's fine, but long term we have to really bring in somebody who is better suited to that position. And I fully agree. We need another attacker on the level of the front three, not a centre forward. People are saying we need a striker, but I don't believe that. Another Mane type, maybe a bit younger and up and coming. People talk about the Ajax white players. I don't know too much about them other than seeing them in the Champions League. But I would love to see either Hakim Ziyech or David Neres signed by Liverpool, because these are the kind of players that Liverpool want, because Mane and Salah, we can't expect them to play every single game and to not get tired or injured. We need to have at least one more attacking white player, somebody who is young and who is up and coming, as Jamie Carragher is saying, but somebody who can play left, right and through the middle, who can move about. So you would have 4 players going for 3 positions, and you would still have Ryan Brewster coming through and Divock Origi. We don't need a striker because Mane and Salah can play up front, and Firmino is first choice. So those are very interesting arguments put forward by Jamie Carragher. I will be honest, I agree with most of them. I think the perfect transfer window would be if we sign either Coutinho or somebody of that type of player, somebody like Coutinho, Nabil Fekir, or a really creative attacking midfielder. And also we need to sign either David Neres or somebody of that type, a winger who is young, who has a lot of hunger, who want to make it at the top level, and a fullback who can play right back and left back, somebody like Ryan Sessegnon. There has been some articles in the English newspapers that Shaqiri could be on his way out of Liverpool, and I think this is rubbish. I don't think Shaqiri wants to move. I think he's very happy at Liverpool. Yes, he was disappointed that he didn't play that much, but he played against Newcastle, he gave an assist. He played against Barcelona, he gave an assist, and he's, I think, massively contributed to Liverpool's great end to the season. And I think next season we will have an even improved Shaqiri, and the whole point of him coming into the Liverpool squad was to offer a different option out wide. And yes, he didn't play a lot of games in the second half of the season, but the midfielders were just in fine form, and Liverpool reverted back to the 4-3-3 formation, and he couldn't have started ahead of Salah because Salah was on fire at the end of the season. But when Liverpool played 4-2-3-1 in the first half of the season, then Shaqiri played sometimes on the wide right position and Salah played up front. But yes, Shaqiri is a squad option, and I think he should be happy to be at a club like Liverpool, because if he leaves Liverpool, like, where would he go? He wouldn't go into a squad like Manchester City or even Chelsea or Arsenal. So I don't think I think he would go on under a level, and I think Shaqiri doesn't want to leave. I think he's happy at Liverpool. He's at the probably one of the most improved squads and one of the most improved clubs in world football, because Liverpool, like 2 or 3 seasons ago, we were happy with the top 4 place, and now we are playing in Champions League finals back to back. And talking about the Champions League finals, Julian Klopp talked about the Champions League final, and he said, in Germany we have a saying, all the best things come in threes. At Mainz, I missed promotion twice and we got promoted in the 3rd season. We hope that it will repeat itself for the Champions League, because this will be Klopp's 3rd Champions League final, his 2nd Champions League final with Liverpool, of course. I think it's quite cool, to be honest, Jurgen Klopp continued. It's a 4th European final for me, including the Europa League, and that's cool. I've had good teams and the players have gone from beyond their limits in order to qualify for the final, and throughout the years we have knocked out strong sides like Borussia Dortmund, thanks to the Anfield Stadium, the Anfield crowd, the Anfield atmosphere, which has been absolutely fantastic once again this season. And we had probably a much harder, much more difficult run to the Champions League final than last year, because this year we had to overcome Paris Saint-Germain and Napoli in the group stages, and then we had to beat Bayern Munich, Barcelona and FC Porto on the way to the final. So Tottenham is probably on the level of FC Porto, maybe a little bit above, but they are not on the same level as Bayern Munich or Barcelona. So Liverpool really must bring home the Champions League trophy. Jurgen Klopp said this last season in the Champions League: we knocked out a strong Manchester City thanks to Anfield. This year we knocked out Barcelona thanks to Anfield, and of course we beat Bayern away from home. We know that we have managed to achieve all of that together. Anfield is a crucial factor for us in Europe, but the boys have done a great job. We have played great football. The away game at Bayern Munich was the best away game my team have played at the European level. It is great to see that such a development is possible and that we can become even more dominant. So far it's been a great campaign, and I think both Tottenham and Liverpool will be incredibly motivated for the Champions League final, because they both came back from 3-0 down in the semi-finals, so both teams could feel that their name is on the trophy, if you like. But I think this will be a great Champions League final, potentially a big classic English final. There hasn't been that many English finals. I remember the Manchester United-Chelsea Champions League final in 2008 or something, and that was a really big, really good game, and which ended in a cruel penalty shootout when John Terry could have won the Champions League for Chelsea, but he slipped on the final penalty and he missed it, and then Man United went on to win the final. So anything can happen in the Champions League final, and that has me a little bit worried, but I'm really confident that Liverpool, with a 3 weeks preparation and also with Roberto Firmino coming back from his injury, because we have seen Roberto Firmino training hard in the last few days and he's back in training now, so hopefully he will be fit for the Champions League final. Jurgen Klopp said that he has a good chance. And with Firmino up front and Salah and Mane, we have the firepower to really hurt Tottenham. And I'm also hoping that there will be a lot of Liverpool fans in the Madrid stadium, in the Wanda Metropolitano, which is an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful stadium of Atletico Madrid. And it's a brand new stadium. It's like one and a half years old, something like that. So Liverpool have every chance to win this Champions League final. We also get the home dressing room, even though we will be like the away team, because that has been drawn out, but the home dressing room is a much bigger and much more comfortable dressing room than the away dressing room, which will be Tottenham's dressing room. So every little detail just went Liverpool's way. Also, we will play in our red kit, and we have a very good record with our red kit in the Champions League finals. So I really hope that Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool can bring this trophy home, because we need to win a trophy, a big trophy with Jurgen Klopp, just to really cement this progress and just to reward the players, the fans, and even Jurgen Klopp for their incredible season, because I think this has been one of the best seasons in Liverpool's recent history. And there is some big news on Julian Brandt. The Bundesliga finished yesterday. It was a crazy round with 42 goals in 9 games, which is crazy. Like, that's a 3.5 goal average. There has been some crazy games. Bayern Munich won the league. Dortmund finished second, even though Dortmund won. And the big news is that Leverkusen finished in 4th place in the Champions League places, and Julian Brandt had a release clause of £21 million. But that release clause would only come active if Leverkusen missed the Champions League. But because the likes of Frankfurt and Borussia Mönchengladbach played the title contenders, Bayern and Borussia Dortmund, then they lost both lost to Bayern and Dortmund. Leverkusen, with a win at Hertha Berlin, could leapfrog them and go into 4th place, and that is a brilliant achievement for Leverkusen. But now it will make it very difficult for Liverpool or other clubs to sign Julian Brandt, because Leverkusen don't have to sell for 21 million. They can ask for double that, or 50 million pounds, and that makes it very difficult. Both Liverpool and Dortmund and even Tottenham are also said to be interested in Julian Brandt, who can also play out wide and as a number 10. And I'm a big fan of Julian Brandt, but I would have only signed him for that 21 million. I don't think he's worth like 50 million, which is probably going to be his asking price. And now, because Bayer Leverkusen are in the Champions League, they will be boosted next season, so they might not have to sell Julian Brandt even for like 40 or 50 million pounds. So I think the chance of us signing Julian Brandt just went down massively because of this. But yeah, that's now a little bit of a disappointment. And we have been linked heavily with Bristol City defender Lloyd Kelly, but I didn't really want to make a video on this because I honestly didn't believe that Liverpool were genuinely interested. This was one of the cases of maybe some agents or journalists trying to stir up some interest in Lloyd Kelly, who is, don't get me wrong, is a good player, good defender. Bristol City just missed out on the playoff places in the Championship, but he's only 20 years old and he has had 34 games in the Championship. And Liverpool, when was the last time we signed a player who played in the Championship? Not a player who got relegated to the Championship, but a player who actually never played in the Premier League. I can't remember Liverpool making a signing like that for a long time. So Bournemouth has announced that they have agreed a £13 million transfer fee for this defender, and I would have loved Liverpool to try him out, but I don't think Liverpool seriously, genuinely wanted him, because then we would have signed him ahead of Bournemouth, that's for sure, because Liverpool are a much bigger club than Bournemouth. But you know, Fulham's Ryan Sessegnon is the one player that I would love to see at Anfield. I've said this many times before in other videos that he is a great player, very, very big talent, and he has been a boyhood Liverpool fan. So I really hope that we go for Ryan Sessegnon instead. And there is now almost a 100% chance of Bournemouth actually signing Kelly, because the player probably wants to move to the Premier League. Otherwise, Bournemouth wouldn't have gone in and bid £13 million for him to Bristol City. That's not how it works. How it works is behind the scenes, the club's representatives contact the player's representative, his agent or somebody else, and they see that does the player actually want to move to that club, to that league, and if there is genuine interest, then the club goes in and makes a bid, makes an official transfer move to the club who owns the player's rights. So I really hope that Liverpool sign a fullback, because I think we need it for next season. And that's it for today's transfer news and other Liverpool news video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.